Okay, the next item is public hearing item number 10, application for a certificate of appropriateness in the Borough of Brooklyn, docket number 15-1054, block 312, lot 6, 289 Clinton Street in the Cobble Hill Historic District, a Greek Revival style row house built in the 1840s and later altered with a mansard roof. This is an application to demolish an existing rear yard addition and construct an addition and porch and replace windows.
Mine is. Give me that rubber stamp.
To spray this. Yeah, right.
Thing all the time. Yeah, when I let him, I want that guy out of the neighborhood.
I don't blame you. Ask him to do one for me, okay? Right.
Good afternoon, Commissioners and the Waterloo Preservation staff. The item currently before you is for 289 Clinton Street in the Cobble Hill Historic District. The property is located on the east side of the street between Baltic and Kane Streets. For your reference, these are the existing conditions photographs. The building was originally designed as a Greek Revival style row house, and the mansard roof is a later addition. The building would most likely have had originally multi-light windows. At the time of the 1940s tax photograph, however, all of the windows at the parlor through third floors had been changed to 1/1, with 2/2 at the mansard roof. This proposal has several components. Throughout the front facade, the proposal is to install 2/2 double-hung windows. And at the rear facade, the proposal is to remove the existing two-story addition, which was likely constructed as a T-porch, and install a new one-story addition with a covered porch above. The work at the rear facade will be visible from a break in the street wall along Kane Street. The project architect, Richard Perry, is here to further explain the proposal and answer your questions.
Okay, thank you. I'm Richard Perry. I'm the architect of the project. As Emma mentioned, there's two parts. It's the T-porch renovation and then the window replacement. The T-porch is visible from a public thoroughfare. You can just see the beginning of the porch roof there, the second story of that porch. So I have presented at the community board because of that and presenting here. The porch is not changing in size. The footprint is exactly the same, except for rebuilding it in masonry below and an open wood porch with a covered roof. You can see to the left other additions and porches, and to the right maybe some other T-porches from the same period. This is an interior views of that T-porch at the lowest level. It's part of the kitchen. This is the upper level off the parlor floor, off the rear parlor. These are the details that are still there from the T-porch. You can see a pilaster and a column. And windows between. There's a tin ceiling and a wood floor. The detailing on the outside is, we explored a little bit, taking some of the siding off, and the detailing for the columns on the outside is similar to what was found on the inside. They have been hacked off so that the siding could go on, so there's really no evidence of the finished column any longer, but we do know it looked like the interior. These are just some of the details of why we want to renovate this porch. The owners are new owners to the house. The porch is falling down. You can see the brick and the mortar in different areas. The floor is wood on grade, so it's pretty much rotting and kind of pulling away. A lot of water damage, so we want to reconstruct it. This is the before and after of the new T-porch design. The masonry bottom, new windows. It's more of a kind of a modern interpretation of the T-porch now, with a railing, asphalt roof. There's the plan before and after, before on the left, after on the right. We do want to add this stair as well to come off of the second story to the backyard. It's a single family. The finishes would be brick to match existing brownstone, or the existing brick and the brownstone. We would paint the upper part sort of an off-white color, as noted over there, gray asphalt roof, and the window frames would be black to match the black window frames throughout. There's a section of before and after, so the profile is really not changing, and the space isn't changing. That's the side elevation. We're up against the building on the right. On the left, we're actually open to the air. So we would do an open lattice on that porch. The second part of the project is window replacement. You can see the existing 1/1. We want to go to 2/2. The owners prefer that look. And in the rear, we do the same thing, 2/2. The historic photos on the left, front, rear. This shows a composite of the buildings on the row, the opposite side of the street, and then this is our building here. But as you can see, there's some numbers underneath each picture describing the type of window configuration. So there's a variety of window configurations across the street and on this block, between 1/1, 2/2, 6/6. So we're feeling that maybe it's not so out of place. This is the existing window. They're not the original windows. We're proposing a Marvin double-hung historic window with a custom 2-inch brick mold throughout front and back. And now you see the finished images of the front and the rear of our finished project. Thank you.
Okay, any comment, any questions? Any testimony? Community board, full board, voted on by the full community board at its April 9th meeting, unanimously disapproved the application, 289 Clinton, right? Make sure we're right. I'm going to read it. Reasons included such factors as windows at parlor level and on extension were not reflective of historic district. 2, horizontal railings not reflective of district. 3, roof line covering new deck does not reflect T-house roof. And 4, windows and doors at basement level not reflective of district. You want to comment on any of that? Please feel free to.
I didn't agree with their comments, but they wanted these to be vertical. It's more historic in their opinion and safer. They thought that these modern window interpretations were not appropriate. They should have been more historic, like French doors. And I'm not sure what the comment about the roof. The roof is almost the same pitch. It's sheet asphalt now. We're just putting on shingle asphalt, so I'm not sure why they disagreed with the roof.
Okay. All right. Discussion, Fred.
I hate to so fully disagree with my local community board, but I think I do in this case. To me, these interpretations are evidence of a contemporary intervention in a deteriorated rear wall situation, but retaining the T-house or T-porch idea is still there. So, I mean, I think it's acceptable. Certainly a more historicizing approach could have been appropriate too, but removing it, which many people come and suggest, is not appropriate. So I think this is fine.
I just want to remind ourselves that the rear of the house is where we encourage some of the different approaches. And if we can approve 2-story glass in the back at this level, I don't see any reason why this this approach should be less approvable. And I think it is a good thing that that we're recalling the T-porch and utilizing it. And I really don't understand the window objection. It looks to me like the replacement windows are exactly what we would have requested.
Michael.
An appropriate contemporary approach to this.
Joan.
Yeah, and it was a great presentation too, so thank you for that.
Marjorie, Chris.
I gotta say, I agree with the comments, but I don't think that it renders it inappropriate. I think it's just weird. There's 2 columns on one side. And I don't mind the modern thing, but because it's not visible,
Okay.
I think it's all right, but I think it's very good.
Clear hearing is closed with a motion and a second. Joan, please do the last one. This is it, right?
In the matter of 289 Clinton Street, Cobble Hill Historic District, a Greek Revival-style row house built in the 1840s and later altered with a mansard roof. Application is to demolish an existing rear yard addition and construct an addition and porch and replace windows. Noting that the building style, scale, materials, and details are among the features that contribute to the architectural and historic character of the Cobble Hill Historic District. I recommend approval, finding that although the extension was likely originally built as a T-porch, it has been enclosed and is in a deteriorated condition. Therefore, its removal will not cause damage to or the removal of any significant historic fabric. That other rear yard incursions of similar scale exist on other houses on the block, and therefore the proposed addition will not overwhelm the adjacent buildings or central green space. That the proposed addition will be built utilizing the same footprint as the existing extension and will not substantially eliminate the presence of a rear yard. That the design of the addition with an enclosed first floor and a covered porch at the second floor will recall the historic T-porch as a modern interpretation of this historic feature. That the proposed alterations will only be minimally visible from a public thoroughfare in the context of other rear yard additions and altered T-porches. That the proposed windows will be in keeping with the variety of window types historically installed at buildings of this type in conjunction with alterations such as the addition of mansard roofs in the late 19th and early 20th century. That the existing neighboring buildings feature a variety of window types, therefore the presence of 2/2 windows at this facade will not disrupt the unity of the row, and that the 2/2 windows will match the historic windows at the dormers of the mansard in terms of configuration and will be well scaled to the masonry openings throughout the facade, thereby helping the windows to be harmonious with the overall design of the facade and supporting the unity of the fenestration pattern.
I opposed. It's approved. Thank you. Day is over. Thank you very much.